Welcome to Midnight Murmurs, where you can escape the hustle and bustle of the day and immerse yourself in magical tales that will transport you to another world. Today, we continue our journey through the first book of a captivating 7-book series. In Chapter 3, Isla and her friends stumble upon the Enchanted Forest, where they encounter magical creatures and discover that the forest has been hidden for centuries. Get ready to be swept away into a world of wonder and adventure as we dive into this chapter of our captivating tale. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel to join us on this journey through the rest of the series. Let's begin. Book 1: The Secret of the Enchanted Forest. Chapter 3: The Enchanted Forest. As Isla walked alongside her friends, Lily, Max, Arya, and Oliver, she couldn't help but feel the excitement bubbling inside her. They had stumbled upon a hidden forest, one that was not marked on any of the maps of the Academy. The trees were tall and lush, their branches reaching out towards the sky. The air was filled with a magical energy that Isla had never felt before. As they made their way deeper into the forest, Isla noticed that the creatures that lived there were unlike anything she had seen before. There were unicorns with golden horns and fairies with delicate wings. The forest was alive with an enchanting energy that made Isla's heart sing. But as they explored the forest, Isla couldn't shake off the feeling that something was not quite right. She felt as if the forest was hiding secrets from them, secrets that could be dangerous. And then, she heard it. A faint whisper on the wind that sent shivers down her spine. "Who goes there?" a voice boomed through the forest. Isla and her friends froze. The voice was deep and powerful, yet filled with a kind of ancient wisdom. "We're students from Arcanum Academy," Lily called out, her voice trembling slightly. There was a moment of silence, and then the voice spoke again, "Follow me." Isla and her friends exchanged nervous glances before following the voice deeper into the forest. After walking for what felt like hours, they came upon a clearing. In the center of the clearing stood a majestic tree, its trunk wider than any they had ever seen. And standing before the tree was a creature unlike any they had encountered before. The creature was tall and had the head of a deer, but its body was that of a man. Its antlers were adorned with golden leaves, and its eyes glowed with a kind of ancient power. "You have trespassed into the enchanted forest," the creature spoke, its voice carrying an authority that made Isla's heart race. "We didn't mean to," Isla said, her voice barely above a whisper. The creature studied them for a moment before speaking again. "The enchanted forest has been hidden for centuries, guarded by the creatures that call it home. Its magic is not to be trifled with." Isla and her friends nodded, understanding the seriousness of the situation. They had stumbled upon something powerful, something that needed to be respected. As long as you show respect for the forest and its inhabitants, you may explore it. But be warned, there are those who seek to use the forest's power for their own gain. You must be vigilant. With those words, the creature disappeared, and the group was left standing in the clearing, in awe of the power that they had just encountered. Isla knew that they had stumbled upon something truly special, and she was eager to explore more of the forest and unravel its mysteries. Isla and her group of friends had heard whispers about the forest for months, but it wasn't until one cloudy afternoon that they finally decided to go explore it. The forest had always been shrouded in mystery, and its secrets had captivated Isla's imagination since the first day she had heard about it. As they made their way into the forest, the air grew cooler and the trees thicker. It was as if they were walking into another world, a world that existed outside of the boundaries of Arcanum Academy. The forest was filled with the sound of chirping birds and rustling leaves, a symphony of nature that Isla had never experienced before. The group walked deeper into the forest, and the light grew dimmer until they found themselves in a clearing. The sun peeked through the trees and illuminated a small stream that flowed through the center of the clearing. It was surrounded by lush greenery and colorful flowers that seemed to glow in the sunlight. As they walked along the edge of the stream, they stumbled upon a small family of magical creatures that Isla had never seen before. They were small, furry creatures with bright blue eyes and long tails. They hopped around playfully, seemingly unaware of their presence. Isla was immediately entranced by their beauty and magic. As they continued their journey, they encountered more magical creatures and plants, each one more beautiful and intriguing than the last. It was as if the forest was alive, each creature and plant working together to create a magical ecosystem. Isla felt a sense of wonder and awe as she explored the forest, and for the first time since coming to Arcanum Academy, she felt like she belonged somewhere. The forest had a way of making her forget about the challenges she faced at the academy and focus on the beauty and magic that surrounded her. As the sun began to set, Isla and her friends realized that they had been in the forest for hours. They made their way back to Arcanum Academy, feeling invigorated and inspired by their journey. Isla knew that the forest held many secrets, and she was determined to uncover them all. As Isla and her friends explore the forest, they begin to encounter some of its magical inhabitants. At first, they are cautious and unsure of how to interact with these creatures, but soon they discover that they are friendly and eager to share their knowledge and experiences. One of the first creatures they meet is a small fairy, who flits around them with curious eyes and a tinkling laugh. She introduces herself as Tilly and invites the group to follow her deeper into the forest. As they walk, Tilly points out different plants and animals, explaining their magical properties and uses. Soon, they come across a clearing where a group of elves are gathered around a large tree. The elves are taller than Isla and her friends, with pointed ears and long hair. They welcome the group warmly and invite them to sit around the tree. One of the elves, named Soothe, begins to explain the tree's significance in the forest and how it is the source of all magic within the area. As Isla listens, she realizes that the forest and its inhabitants hold far more secrets and mysteries than she could have ever imagined. She is fascinated by the different abilities and knowledge possessed by the creatures they meet and wonders how they came to be in the forest. Further into the forest, they encounter a group of talking animals, including a wise old owl named Ollie and a mischievous squirrel named Skippy. Isla and her friends are amazed by the animals' intelligence and ability to speak, and they spend hours chatting and learning from them. As they spend more time in the forest, Isla and her friends begin to feel more at home among the magical creatures. They are welcomed with open arms and find themselves eager to learn more about the forest and its inhabitants. With each encounter, they uncover new secrets and wonders, and Isla knows that there is much more to discover in this mysterious and enchanting place. As Isla and her friends spend more time in the enchanted forest, they start to uncover secrets that have been hidden for centuries. The forest's inhabitants are wary of outsiders, but they slowly open up to Isla and her friends as they prove themselves to be trustworthy. One day, while exploring a particularly remote part of the forest, Isla and her friends stumble upon an ancient tree. The tree radiates with a powerful magic that they have never encountered before. The forest creatures tell them that the magic is guarded by them and has been kept safe for centuries. However, they soon realize that there are those who seek to exploit this magic for their own purposes. Isla begins to uncover a plot by a group of powerful wizards who want to obtain the magic and use it to gain more power and control. As they learn more about the plot, Isla and her friends realize that they must do everything they can to protect the enchanted forest and its inhabitants. They vow to work together to prevent the wizards from obtaining the magic and to keep the forest's secrets safe. As they delve deeper into the plot, Isla also learns more about her own magical abilities and starts to gain more confidence in her powers. She knows that it will take all of their strength and abilities to protect the enchanted forest from those who would seek to exploit its magic. As the sun began to set and the sky turned shades of orange and pink, Isla and her friends realized they had been wandering through the enchanted forest for hours. They had discovered so many new creatures and plants that they had never seen before, and their excitement was palpable. But as they made their way back to the academy, Isla couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. The forest had been hidden for centuries, and yet it seemed like someone had been trying to keep it hidden even now. Isla's mind raced with questions: who had been hiding the forest? And why? It wasn't until they stumbled upon a group of creatures, huddled together and whispering urgently, that Isla's suspicions were confirmed. The creatures had discovered that someone was after a powerful magic that was guarded by the forest, and they feared that their home and their lives were in danger. Isla and her friends listened carefully, their hearts pounding with worry. They knew they had to help protect the forest and its inhabitants, even if it meant facing dangerous opponents. Isla felt a newfound sense of purpose and determination, fueled by her desire to protect the magical world she had only just discovered. As they left the forest and made their way back to the academy, Isla couldn't help but feel grateful for her new friends and the adventures they were embarking on together. She knew that they had a long journey ahead of them, filled with challenges and obstacles, but she also knew that they were up for the task. The next morning, Isla woke up with a newfound sense of excitement and energy. She knew that the mystery of the enchanted forest was only the beginning of their adventures, and she was ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. With a smile on her face and a sparkle in her eye, Isla set out for another day of magic and wonder at Arcanum Academy. Thank you for joining us on this magical journey through Chapter 3 of the first book in our captivating 7-book series. We hope you enjoyed your visit to the Enchanted Forest and meeting the magical creatures that reside there. Be sure to subscribe to Midnight Murmurs to continue following the adventures of Isla and her friends as they navigate their way through Arcanum Academy and beyond. And if you're looking for more bedtime stories to help you drift off to sleep, be sure to check out our other videos on the channel. Until next time, sweet dreams and happy reading.